Okay, algebraic long division. We're doing the procedure here. And we're going to use this fraction here. It takes skill and knowledge to do this, and it is the core to factoring polynomials. We've got a denominator, which is the top part, and a numerator, which is the bottom part. No, I've got it backwards. We've got a denominator, the x minus 3, and a numerator up at top. The numerator goes underneath the division symbol, and the numerator is the x minus 3, which is being divided into. And we have to ask, what is the power we need multiplying that x and the x minus 3 to get an x to the fourth? So when we subtract, we get a 0 result. And that's what the question is on the slide here. We got to compare things to figure that out. And here's what you should have got. A x cubed in that column above everything to make those two things down there. You got to multiply it through. The x and the 3 with the minus sign in front of it. I put the parentheses to remind us we're doing subtraction of the whole term. The result is right here in red. I brought down the minus 15x squared to go with it. And that does a comparison to give us these results. And we use the 6x squared above times everything in the divisor. The subtraction is in blue. That's the result. And I brought down the minus 19x. And we do a third comparison. And that's where we come up with the 3x above. And it's a 3x squared. And it makes a 9x. We do the subtraction. We get a difference of minus 10x and bring down to 30 again. We got to compare with that 10x and the x we have. So we'll have a constant, and it's a minus 10. We multiply that through, and we get a 10 and a 30. I put the parentheses to indicate the subtraction. And the subtraction looks like this, giving a 0 result. So the monomial is a factor of the numerator. That's a good result. Now we're going to start with a second case here. Same fraction except for it's an x minus 2 for the denominator at the bottom. So the same questions here. We're going to do a comparison to figure out what we multiply. It's going to look like we did before. So get through the slides here and we'll see that it is. Again, it's an x cubed, but when we get to the 2, it's just a 2x cubed. So when we do the subtraction, that's what it's indicated here. And the result gives us a 5x cubed. And we bring down the 15x squared again. When we compare this time, the second time, we'll have a 5x squared to make that 5x cubed. And the 2 gives us a 10x squared with a minus sign in front of it inside the parentheses. So when we do the subtraction, we get a difference in the squared column of a minus 5x squared, and we bring down the minus 19. We need a 5x to make a 5x squared, and that works out to be a 10 with a minus sign in front of it. So I'm indicating the subtraction. The result is a minus 29x squared, and we need a comparison on this fourth time, giving us a minus 29. So we do the 29s and a 58. The 58 is going to give us a subtraction that's going to be non-zero. This minus 28 is that result. So the monomial here is not a factor of the numerator. So the first case was of the denominator being a factor of the numerator polynomial. Thus, the remainder of 0 is the only test of a monomial being a factor of a polynomial. And the second case was not that case.